Hey guys, so it's me and I just wanted to sit down real quick to have a quick chat with you guys about some changes that have been happening over here on my channel. My channel name has changed. I changed it about, I think, 2 weeks ago. A lot of you guys actually noticed, which surprised me because I thought about this a long time. I was like, do I make a video talking about a channel change? Like, I don't know. I've done something kind of like that before when I was moving from making pregnancy and mommy related videos more towards, like, you know, product reviews and our daily life, that kind of thing. And a lot of you guys were like, you didn't really need to make that video. So, you know, when I changed my name, I was like, do I really need to like say anything about it? But a lot of you guys have noticed. So I thought I would just kind of talk about why I changed my channel name and kind of some feelings and thoughts I've been having lately regarding my channel, being on YouTube, and what I see my future here being. So I changed my name to ItsJustKelli, as you can see, and I did that mainly because for a long time, I don't know if you guys have noticed, during that transition when we were moving houses, I kind of stepped back a little bit from vlogging and doing you know, videos, and it wasn't necessarily because I, you know, it's not like I was unhappy with my life at all. I was actually very happy, and I think that's part of why I wasn't on YouTube as much, because I was so busy like enjoying life without a camera in front of me. But another part was because I wasn't enjoying being on YouTube that much. I haven't talked about this before, but I guess I might as well talk about it now. I was actually part of a network for the last, let's see, I've been off of it for 6 months now, 5 months now. But before that I was on it for a year. It was a decision I made because I don't really know why I made it. I think it was because everybody around me was signing on to networks and they were like, you know, oh, I get all this cool stuff, oh, I get to do all these things and, you know, whatever. And I talked to some of my friends who are on YouTube, you know, about this network to see if it was good, and, you know, a lot of people were like, yeah, I know so-and-so's on and she really likes it. Well, so for me, I think it was more of just, I did it because I felt like that was the next step to do, because I'd been on YouTube for 3 years and it was just like, well, what else do I do kind of thing? I don't know. So I signed on to this network, and I don't make that much money here. I think a lot of people assume that because I get so many free products and stuff, I'm making a ton of money, or because, you know, me and John spend our money the way we do, that we must be ballers. But John has a really good job. I do resale stuff, and I babysit sometimes, and I have my off-the-cuff store, and, you know, I'm constantly finding ways of saving or making money, you know, to help supplement the income. So, you know, we're not rich by any means, and we're not like struggling either necessarily. We used to, trust me, we used to when we first got married. But anyways, my point is that we don't make that much money here, or I don't. It's not something that I would call like a full or part-time job. But it is nice extra money. Like, I mean, any extra money in an, you know, income is nice. So okay, so my point is that I wasn't making a ton of money here to begin with. So networks, what they do is they take a percentage of what you make though, and in their minds they're saying, well, we're gonna supply you with support and how to grow your channel and how to, you know, bring in brands and, you know, make your views go higher so you make more money. Well, this network didn't do anything for me. It was very hard to get a hold of anybody. It was very hard to get channel art, which is why, like, my channel art was Kimbop that I made years ago. Like, I don't think I've changed anything on my channel until recently, and that was just finally because my husband's like, you need to change your channel art. Like, I couldn't even get like the simplest things out of my network. They would give me the runaround each time I would ask for help. They would say, oh, this person will help you, and then they'd never contact me, and I'd contact them back and they'd say, oh, that person actually doesn't work here anymore. It was very frustrating for me because no matter what, even if they talked to me that month or didn't talk to me that month, or helped me that month or didn't, which honestly I didn't get a single bit of help that I didn't already know or do on my own on my channel, they still took a percentage of my monthly paycheck or whatever from Google. That was really frustrating to me because it literally felt like these people were taking advantage of me. It felt like they were making money off of me doing what I was already doing on my own, and it was just frustrating, you know, because they knew I was a smaller channel. I wasn't making that much money to begin with, but they still took just as much money out of my account as they did everybody else's. that really frustrated me. I tried to stay positive for like 6 months, and then I started just getting really depressed. Things and advice that they would give me were things that I didn't want to do, and I think that frustrated them. Like, do collaborations with this person, you know, somebody else in the network, and I didn't know that person, so I didn't want to do a collaboration with them because that's just not who I am. I see a lot of people do collaborations with people that I know for a fact they don't like, and it always just makes me laugh because it's just like, well, why would you do a collaboration with somebody that you don't like? You know, and I know, you know, YouTube is a job for a lot of people, so I get that. But for me, it felt wrong, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to work with somebody I didn't know, and I didn't want to work with somebody who wasn't even similar to my channel, even if it got me more views or subscribers. They weren't happy with me because I didn't want to do stuff like that, and that was basically the only advice that they would give me, really, is kind of do more collaborations, you know, that kind of thing. And then they would also say things like, you know, you need to make these more types of videos. And basically the types of videos they wanted me to make would mean me changing kind of my personality to make those videos. And that's, again, not something I was willing to do. After about 6 months, I got really frustrated. I really talked to John a lot, and I was just like, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. I flat out said, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Because it's one thing to like make not a lot of money and still put my heart and soul in it because I really love it, and still spend money on equipment and all of that because I really love it. But it's another thing to do that when somebody else is like taking advantage of me and my channel and taking money that I earned that they did not earn from me. You could probably look back around, you know, winter/fall of last year, and you'll notice that I didn't really post a ton of videos. And it was really truly because it pained me like to put work into a video and know that somebody was gonna get money off of that. And they didn't have anything to do with it. So I stopped posting as much because it just was, I had no motivation really to be super involved in my channel. Yeah, anyway, so that's when I pulled back a little bit, and life started getting really good for me and John when I stopped concentrating so much on YouTube. I was able to kind of live my life a little bit more the way that I wanted to live it. I didn't have a camera or worry about catching every single moment. I didn't have to worry about staying up until 3 o'clock in the morning editing and responding back to comments. So things got really great between me and John. Like I felt like I had all this extra time to concentrate on our relationship and being a good mother and being a good daughter to my mom because she really needed me during that time, and just being a better person and friend in general to people. So I really enjoyed that, and I realized that YouTube, you know, it's such a great outlet for me, and it brought me so many great opportunities and so many great people into my life. But after a while, because it started taking up so much of my life, it actually started hindering it. After I realized that, and how happy I was after I took a step back from YouTube, when my contract was up with my network and I kind of had my reins back, and like everything that I make now comes to me minus whatever gets taken out other places, taxes, you know, whatever, YouTube, Google, whatever, which I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about this stuff, but oh well. After that, I felt I had a new sense of like purpose, kind of. Like I realized like YouTube does not have to be my whole life. Like it shouldn't be, and it doesn't have to be. And I lost sight of that for a little bit. So yeah, so that's when I kind of got reinvigorated, was after my contract was up, and I realized kind of that, you know, YouTube didn't have to be everything to me and all of that. And I think that is kind of what spurred on this name change. So for the last few months, like I said, since I've been back to kind of, you know, full force, I've really tried to think about what my channel was really about, why I felt like it was taking up too much of my time, and why that was necessarily a bad thing. And I realized that I think it was a bad thing because it was taking up so much of my time. I've never really 100% been myself in front of the camera. And I'm not saying that I've lied to you guys or that I've shown you a different like personality, because I haven't. I'm totally like this in person, you can ask anyone. But I've never shown you everything. And I've never shown you all of my family either, and how we interact in our daily days and all of that. And I mean, you shouldn't probably show everybody everything anyways, because that's, you know, called privacy. You need it for a reason. But I think that's why I was kind of also getting a little bit like overwhelmed, because I was spending so much time on YouTube and I wasn't able to show you guys everything. If this makes sense, my family life and myself were struggling because I felt like I wasn't allowed to kind of let out when I needed to let out because the camera was on. Does that make sense? So Anyway, so when I went through that period of time where I could just be myself all the time, like 100% myself, I realized everything in my life was working out a little bit better. So I think I've gotten off track a little bit, but if you're still with me, that's what kind of spurred on this name change. I realized that for the last almost 5 years now, I've been Baby Belly Kelly here. Not 100% sure what that means to some of you guys, but to me, that's who I was 5 years ago. It was somebody trying to have their last child on YouTube. You know, I was conceiving and I was trying to conceive and conceiving and delivering literally on YouTube with you guys, and raising children and all of that, and that's just not who I am anymore. You know, I think it's been hard because my name is Baby Belly Kelly, that people just automatically assume that I'm 100% all about kids, I'm a mommy channel, I'm a mommy vlogger, like I'm just pegged at this as that. I don't want to be that here anymore. And I'm not saying that I'm not a mom, because trust me, I'm a mom 100% of the time. I'm a mom. If I'm even not, I'm with my kids all the time, and when I'm not with them, I'm thinking about them or talking about them to somebody. Like, I'm a mom. But I don't want this outlet of mine that's supposed to be an outlet of, you know, to be all of that either. You know what I mean? Like, every woman or mother needs an outlet where it's not all about one thing. And I feel like with Baby Belly Kelly as my name, I was pegged as just one thing. I wanted to change. So this is the embarrassing part. So when I was thinking about changing my channel name, you know, I Googled it. I Google everything. So I went to Google, and first I said, you know, should I change my channel name on YouTube? You know, I searched that, and every single website basically said, if you're established, it's been this long time, no you shouldn't, it's terrible for your channel, you'll lose continuity, and this and that, and blah 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 blah. Well, I didn't want to hear that. I didn't really care. You know, at this point, growth for my channel would be amazing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, would I love to have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers so that I could make a lot of money? Sure. Who in the right mind would say no? I would love that, but at the same time, I don't really want like the drama that comes with that much, but you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna lie, I would love for my channel to grow at some point, you know, however that might happen, you know, that would be awesome. But is it the most important thing? No. I'm fine with where I'm at right now. I don't get down on myself because I only have 20,000 something whatever subscribers. It doesn't affect my daily life. It doesn't really affect me at all. You know, I'm not upset about that. So in my mind, I was like, I should just change my channel if I want to change my channel name, because it doesn't really matter. I don't really care about what all these other people are talking about. So once I made that decision to change my channel name, I kind of searched how to pick a YouTube channel name because I'm a dork. I found a bunch of people in this forum that were like, these are the questions you need to ask yourself. What kinds of videos do you think you will post? You know, what type of person are you? What kind of topics are you going to post about? All this kind of like questions, you know, like what are your interests? You know, what do you do on the daily, and blah, 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 blah. And basically all I kept coming back to was like, I don't know, I'm just Kelly. Like, I kept thinking that in my head, and I think I even said it out loud once. I'm like, I don't know, I'm just Kelly. I don't know, I'm just Kelly. I don't know what type of person I am, I'm just Kelly. I don't know what, you know, interests I have, I'm just Kelly. You know, like, I couldn't peg one thing, you know, and I realized that that should just be my channel. It's just Kelly. I'm just Kelly, and that's what my channel is, because I'm a multifaceted person with a lot of interests and a lot of loves and likes of things, and a lot of different people in my life, and a lot of different, like, things going on. Like, that's who I am. And so that's kind of how the channel name came about. I'm just like, I'm just Kelly. So this is a car. I'm just like, that's what my channel should be, is it's just Kelly, plain and simple. So that's why I changed my channel name to. I slowly changed all my social media things to that. I think people started noticing more when I changed my social media accounts to those things. So for anyone wondering, I am ItsJustKelli, which I'll post right here. And that's what I am on Instagram, Snapchat, I think I changed on Snapchat, Facebook fan page, and Twitter. Twitter might not have changed yet. But anyways, that's what I am if you're looking for me, or if you want to follow me in any of those places. In regards to my channel, I have no clue where I am in this whole thought process right now. In regards to my channel, I kind of want to do a do-over. Not a do-over, because I would never regret anything. I want to start over. I want to start over on my channel and just kind of be me and be 100% me. Like, warts and all. Like, I know I've always said like, oh, this is me, this is really me. It really was this whole time, this last 5 years, that's really how I was. But you guys just didn't see all of what I was. you know, I think you've maybe noticed in some of my videos that I've been a lot more opinionated lately about things that I usually would never talk about online, because in fear of people like attacking me or saying that I'm wrong, or, you know, I wasn't, you know, whatever. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers that I've noticed that kind of sugarcoat things because it's just easier to not like get a rise out of people, or it's easier just to have everybody be agreeable with you. But that's just not who I am. Like, if you've ever met me in person, you know I have opinions, and I have strong opinions, and I want to be able to have them here. I don't always say the right things. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that I want to like become a huge bitch on YouTube or anything, but I just feel like you guys deserve to see like all of me, and I deserve to be able to be who I am, you know, here, because this is my channel and I can shut it down whenever I want. You know, it's my channel. So I think with that mindset of knowing like I can share more moments with you guys, even though it might be hard to watch or for me to edit through, I think knowing that I can do that, I think I'll be able to film more and feel more comfortable filming more of our daily. Because right now, when I edit videos, you know, I will be watching the vlog, and like every once in a then I'm cut off by a kid. Mommy. Perfect example. Yes, baby.
I want a snack.
Okay, go get one.
Yeah.
See? Every once in a while, I'm cut off by a kid, and usually it's, you know, I've taught my kids not to interrupt. I mean, as you can tell, it's going really well.
Can Wyatt have a snack?
Yes, that he can have a snack too. I've tried to teach my kids not to interrupt adults when they're talking, and so, you know, even if I'm vlogging, you know, if they interrupt in the middle of something, I will kind of sometimes snap at them. I'm not gonna lie. And that that was hard for me to admit to you guys, but I would not have an issue telling that to a friend, because my friends would understand, my family members would understand, John gets how frustrated it is. But sometimes when I'm having a conversation with the camera, you know, they will cut me off or whatever, and there's a lot of moments where I'm like, I should just leave this on the vlog footage, you know, of me and my parental frustrations. But then I'm like, no, I can't, because somebody's gonna get really mad at me and call me a bad mom or say I'm so terrible, blah. So I don't. And it's like, that's what makes me not want to vlog or to make videos, is because I'm like, I can't be myself, and then I have to cut out everything that really makes us who we are, because I'm afraid of something that somebody here is gonna like take the wrong way. I don't care what people think of me. Like, this is kind of gonna be hypocritical. I don't care what people think of me. But at the same time, I want people to enjoy watching my videos, if that makes sense. Like, I post things that I know people like. If you know what I mean? Like, I know people are gonna like watching me kind of bicker with John, or snap at my kids every once in a while. I know that. I mean, I know that. It's not the, you know, the normal on YouTube to have somebody like that, you know. I watch some YouTube families, and I just sometimes can't finish watching their videos because it's just too perfect, and I feel like I'm a horrible person because I'm not that perfect, you know? So I know people don't want to watch me like that, or us like that, or us interacting like that, but because of that, like, I feel like I'm cutting out all these moments that make us real. You know, there's a lot of moments where me and John will just have these like really stupid, dirty jokes, and I want to leave them in the vlogs so bad. But then I'm like, oh, I might offend somebody. Or, you know, I, for the longest time, never vlogged while I drank. You know, and you can ask anybody, I don't get drunk. I don't drink around our kids. You know, if John's having a beer, I don't. You know, if somebody has to be non-liquored or beered up in our house at all times. You know, but for the longest time, I never really talked about drinking on videos. I never showed myself drinking, because I was like, oh no, what will people call me if they, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, so you guys missed out on a whole lot of fun, because I'm a whole lot of fun when I sometimes drink. It's stuff like that, where like for the longest time I felt like I needed to shield you guys from certain aspects of our life, because I felt like you guys wouldn't want to watch that, which I don't know. So I'm tired of doing that. I'm done doing that. I'm gonna post whatever I want here, and I think that's just what I was trying to say throughout this whole banter of nothing. I am going to just be me, because I'm just Kelly, and that's who I am. I love doing product reviews, so you'll see a ton here. Some of them might be sponsored, because if somebody's willing to pay me to talk about something that they're sending me for free, and if I really like it, heck yeah, I'm gonna jump on that opportunity. You know, food ain't free, clothes aren't free, I'm watering my lawn right now and that water is not free. So yes, if a company wants to send me a product for free and pay me, and if I love that product, then yes, I'm gonna share it with you guys, and yes, I'm gonna scoop up that opportunity for me and my family. So, you know, I love doing those types of things. I love doing day in the lives, especially now that I've been a little bit more like myself in them. I know some people that's rubbing the wrong way, but again, I don't really care. Unsubscribe then, because this is who I am, and I would never expect anybody to be subscribed to me or want to watch my channel if they don't like me. Like, I would never do that, which is why I don't watch a lot of YouTubers. Not that I don't like them, I just don't relate to them. You know, like, I want people to watch me because they want to watch me, because they relate to me, because they like me, because they want to have fun with me in videos. You know what I mean? So that's fine. If you don't like this, then that's fine. And that's kind of where I've gotten finally to my life here on YouTube, is like, I just don't care anymore. I don't know exactly what my end game is on YouTube. You know, am I like growth hungry? I don't know. Like, I'm not growth hungry, but I would love to grow. Am I money hungry? No. Do I like the money? Yes. Do I want to be like famous and be well known? I don't know. Do I? Like, how do you know until you are? I've heard a lot of people hate that, but I've heard, you know, a lot of people get ahead in life because they're famous, you know? I don't know. But what I do know is that for right now, I just want to be myself, and I just want my channel back. I want to be behind the reins, calling all the shots, instead of feeling like I can't share certain things because Bob, Susie, and Marley don't like it. Bob Marley. Where did that come from? You know, so yeah. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that I haven't been myself this whole time, because I have, 100%. I've met a lot of people through YouTube that can tell you the same thing. They've met me, they found me on YouTube and met me in real life, and I'm the same. But I haven't been able to share all of me, and that's where I'm at now. I'm like, I want to share all of me. I do. I just do. And if that rubs someone the wrong way, then that's fine. But I feel like I will be more relaxed here if I can speak my mind or show you the good and bad, like real bad, and like talk about things like, yeah, John ticks me off sometimes. We get in some mad fights, guys. Like, I can get psychotic. I will be the first woman and first person to admit here on my channel, I can get psychotic during fights. I know that. Me and John have had it rough throughout the years, but we love each other. I love that man to death. I can't imagine myself with anybody else, and I think he feels the same way. Well, I know he feels the same way because he would have left me a long time ago if he didn't, but we love each other, and that's why I can be psychotic, and that's why he can drive me insane, because he knows I would never leave because I love him, and we work things out, and that's marriage. You know what I mean? Like, I was always taught that if you're gonna fight in front of your kids, make sure you make up in front of them so that they see that you still love each other, and that's how it is with me and John. But unfortunately, all you guys ever really see is us just being lovey-dovey and lol, and that's just not our lives, you know. And a lot of the times I want to vlog and like say like, oh man, I'm so pissed at John, or he's being such a, you know, and I want to be able to let go. I want to be able to be me. So anyways, so yeah, so like I said, me and John just have some like really rough moments and some really funny moments that I haven't shown you guys because I'm afraid, not afraid, but I don't know if you guys will like seeing that. And I think that was just my problem all along, is I'm like trying to please all of you guys instead of just trying to do what I want to do, which is just be me here. So yeah, you'll still keep seeing product reviews, you'll still keep seeing day in the lives, you'll still keep seeing beauty videos, because I like beauty products, guys, okay? And I like doing my makeup, and I feel like I should be able to talk about that. Even if I'm not a big beauty guru, I can talk about those things, okay? Okay, so that's what this channel is going to be. It's just going to be like it has been. It's going to be a smorgasbord of stuff. You know, for a few months, I actually stopped showing Kai as much in videos. Even though she was doing the most adorable things or funny things or interactions, I purposely edited out parts of her because too many of you guys were accusing me of loving my other kids less because I posted about her so much. And after a while, I was like, screw the people that feel that way and who tell me that and talk about me like that, because I love all my kids equally. And just because my son does not like being on the camera as much, or because my daughter likes to spend every second of the day with me, so that's of course who shows up in my videos more, it does not mean that I don't love my other kids just as much. And just because I complain about one kid, it does not mean that I all of a sudden hate them. My kids all tick me off, all right? They all tick me off at some point. I have a daughter who is preteen and hormonal. I have a son who is at a really difficult age Well, he's just a difficult child sometimes. Let's just be honest, he's just a difficult child sometimes. And now Kaya is the same way. She is just as difficult, she is just as complicated, and yeah, I'm gonna complain about them. Because again, that is another thing. I am a real mom, and yes, my kids piss me off sometimes. And no, I don't like them all the time. I love them to death, but no, I don't like them all the time, and that is fine. That is fine. That is how real parents feel about their kids, guys. And if you feel like your kids are just sunshine and roses all the time, well then you're pretty damn lucky, because not everybody in the world has that with their kids, alright? And so me complaining does not mean I hate my kids. Me showing one more than the other does not mean that I favor them. That's just how the camera rolls. Was another thing, was just that I changed the way I edited. I changed the way I filmed. Why? Because I was just so tired of hearing those things. And I was tired of like my son feeling self-conscious. Like, you guys would say like, oh, you don't show wide enough. So I would shove the camera in his face, even when he didn't want it. And I realized I was doing that because I was just like, oh, they want to see him more. I need to prove something. And I realized like, why am I making my son uncomfortable for you? Like, that is weird. So I, of course, stopped doing that. That is that. I have basically filled up a whole SD card and it's on fire. It's so hot right now. I had to switch that out there if you had a weird like blip in the video. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to start doing. Will I ever sign up with another network again? I don't know. Will I ever sign up with another network again? I'm not sure. I might. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say that I won't, but I don't know. Right now, I'm just happy to have my channel back and happy to have it me. Oh, comments. So that was another thing that I realized was sucking up a lot of my time, was responding back to comments. If you've noticed, I haven't really been commenting back to comments. I used to spend 2 to 3 hours a day after all the kids were in bed and after all the cleaning of the house was done. I would sit down on the couch or in bed with my laptop and I would spend 2 to 3 hours responding back to comments that you guys would leave. Comments on like videos from like 5 years ago. And I would comment back on basically every single one. And I was realizing that I was waking up really tired. I was getting cranky because I was tired, and I wasn't spending enough time with John because I was spending so much time on the computer talking to you guys. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, I love talking to you guys. But I realized that that was one thing that was cutting into my life that was completely unnecessary because, again, YouTube is not my life. So I decided, you know, 6 months ago to stop really commenting back on all the comments. Lately I have commented back on a few comments just because some comments have rubbed me the wrong way, and I don't know where in this YouTube handbook it said that you had to just like take everything people say to you and just like with a smile. Like, that's just not who I am. If you say something rude to me, I might respond, might not, might, I don't know. But so lately I have commented back on a few things. Have those comments ruined my day and like overwhelmed me with depression? No, but it felt good to be able to stand up for myself. So yeah, so I haven't really been doing comments. I want to start doing comments a little bit more, but I need to find a way of like knowing when to stop. You know what I mean? Like I said, will spend 2 to 3 hours commenting back, and I need to realize that I don't need to comment back to everything. I need to find a way to do that. But so if you've noticed that the comments have gone unreplied to, I apologize. You know, I'm not trying to rub anybody the wrong way, and it doesn't mean that I don't want to respond back or be as like, you know, here with you guys. It just means that like I had to find ways of getting parts of my time in my day back, and that was one of those ways without not, you know, it's either that or just don't post videos at all. So so yeah, so anyways, so that's my huge, long, annoying, rambling self. I don't know, it's just Kelly. I will still make and post mommy videos. Like, I'm working on a video about my top toddler must-haves because Kaya's starting preschool this year, and so that officially makes her a preschooler. So I thought it'd be fun to do a video showing you guys kind of the things that helped me survive toddlerhood with all of my kids. So I am still working on like mommy videos. Like I said, I just don't want to be pegged as like that one thing. I want to just be able to do whatever I want to do without people being like, ah, why is she doing that kind of video now? You know, I just, So yeah, I don't know. I kind of just want to treat this channel as like a look into my life and whatever that means or wherever I'm at. I don't know how long this video is. I will try to cut it down. I don't even know if any of this makes sense. I literally was just like, you know what, I'm gonna sit down in front of the camera and talk to people. Yeah, I just thought, I was like, oh, I'll just sit down and talk about all this. And now I realize that maybe maybe I talk too long. I hope you enjoy the channel change. If you don't, I totally get it, and that is fine. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys all later. Bye.